Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Game Week 11 League 1 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 140 likes on today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. How do you think your team will get on over this week? And obviously Bradford City are the Thursday kickoff, which means that this video is coming out on the Wednesday rather than the Saturday. Don't come out on a Saturday, that's when games are played, rather than the Thursday. But let's waste no further time and get straight into it. Starting out firstly then with tomorrow's clash between Rotherham United and my team at Bradford City. Obviously the Bantams currently sit top of the League 1 table at this moment in time. 7 wins from our opening 10 matches, 4 wins out of our last 5 as well. We've scored 18 goals, the most out of any team in the division, and obviously Rotherham are sat second bottom in the league as of right now with 4 defeats in their last 5 matches, just 2 wins and 7 goals scored from their opening 9 games. They've had an awful start. I don't believe they'll really have much success this season, especially under Matt Hamshaw. I think there's a real lack of quality in their squad, especially with Sam Nombe currently being injured. I know we're better at home than away from home, but we've still beaten the likes of Stockport and Cardiff away from home so far this season. I expect it to be quite a comfortable 2-0 victory to Bradford City. Doncaster Rovers versus Burton Albion is up next, and obviously Donny on the whole have had a great start to the season, but it is 3 defeats on the bounce in the league for them, and they have slowly slid down the table back to 10th. In terms of Burton, they finally last night got their first win since the opening day. They beat Cardiff City away from home 1-0. They are still the lowest goal scorers in the entire division. They're still third bottom in the table, but they've showed a little bit of something in that game against Cardiff. They might have been a little bit lucky with the goal that Salic scored, which was wrongfully disallowed in my opinion, but I could see that game being a similar type of match where the home team are dominating possession. In last night's case it was Cardiff, in this case it will be Doncaster Rovers. They're creating chances, but Burton have just got that will to get through. It might be similar to their game away at Huddersfield a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. Wycombe Wanderers versus Barnsley FC is the other early kickoff on Saturday. Obviously Wycombe currently just outside of the relegation zone on goal difference as of right now. They've been quite inconsistent under Michael Duff so far, obviously a former Barnsley manager. In terms of the Tykes, it's 3 defeats in their last 5 league matches. They lost last night Leyton in the AFL Trophy as well away at Notts County. It has been a little bit of a wobble recently for Conor Horahan's side, and I do think it will continue in this game. I see Wycombe getting back to winning ways with a 2-1 home victory. Into the Saturday 3 o'clock kickoffs then at Blackpool FC versus AFC Wimbledon is up next. Now I watched Blackpool's game last night against Luton. I actually thought they looked pretty decent. You know, I know they got a little bit of luck with both of their goals coming through CJ Hamilton. The first one should be well saved by the keeper, and the second one, Luton just get done on the counter, and they're absolutely all over the place. But Steve Bruce's management in the last 15-20 minutes or so, where they decided to go defensive, sit back and just left more defenders on the bench. I didn't really understand what the system was or what they were trying to achieve, but it is still only 2 wins from their opening 10 matches. They're sat in the relegation zone, and Wimbledon are absolutely flying. They're sat up in the playoffs at this moment in time. 3 straight league wins in a row for them, and I see both teams' starts to the season continuing in this one. I think Wimbledon are very hard to beat. They're very well drilled. Blackpool can be exploited, and I see the away side coming away from this game with a 1-0 victory. Bolton Wanderers versus Peterborough United on paper should be a pretty straightforward win for Bolton, but obviously it is 2 wins, 2 draws and a defeat in their last 5 matches, and they currently sit 11th in the League 1 table. In terms of Peterborough, they're bottom of the League 1 table as of right now. After 10 matches, just 2 wins, which did come in their last 3 games, but they obviously lost last time out at home to Lincoln City. They had a great comeback last night in the EFL Trophy. Carol Lisby scoring a hat-trick with James Donnelly registering a hat-trick of assists, but the league is very different to playing against Aston Villa's kids, and I think Bolton, with them being the home side, I'm going to back them for a 2-0 home victory. Cardiff City will be looking to get back to winning ways in their home clash against Leyton Orient. Both of these sides have had different starts to the season. Obviously Cardiff on the whole it has still been quite positive. They are still only 3 points off of top, but obviously losing at home last night to Burton. It is only just 1 win in their last 4 matches in the league now as well for Cardiff City, and they have slowly started to concede a few more goals from open play. In terms of Leyton Orient, they've had a really poor start to the season, just 3 wins from their opening 10 matches. They've conceded 18 goals, which is the joint worst in the entire division, and I don't see them keeping a clean sheet in this game. I think the way Orient play will certainly suit Cardiff City City with them being the home side, and I see the Bluebirds coming away from this game with a 2-1 home win. Huddersfield Town versus Stockport County at the start of the season. This fixture would have been highlighted as a big promotion at 6 points, but both of these sides I think have underwhelmed a little bit, especially Stockport County, who've only got 4 wins from their opening at 10 matches. They've conceded far too many goals with 13. That is the joint most in the entire top half. The team who've conceded the most amount of goals, lowest down in the table, is 14th place Wigan Athletic, if you take out Stockport and Mansfield as well. So not a great start to the season whatsoever for the Hatters. In terms of Huddersfield, it has been slightly more positive, but it's still only 2 wins in their last 5 matches. It's 6 wins from 10 from their start to this campaign. But Stockport, I just feel like this is the sort of game where they'll get up for it and they'll get the job done. They need to surely start putting a winning run together and start winning some football matches consistently. I'm going to back the away side for a 2-1 victory. Lincoln City versus Exeter City is incredibly straightforward for me. Lincoln are absolutely flying so far this campaign, just 1 defeat from their opening at 10 matches. It's 3 straight league wins on the bounce as well. They've scored 17 goals so far this campaign. Exeter have had a really poor recent run. It's 4 straight league defeats on the bounce. It's just 3 wins from their opening 10 matches, 7 defeats in that time. That is the joint most amount of defeats in the entire division. They've been awful away from home as well so far this season. I think it's just 1 win on the road, and that was away at Wycombe Wanderers, and I think they'll finish in a pretty comfortable 3-0 home win to the Imps. Plymouth Argyle versus Wigan Athletic. Both of these sides have had very inconsistent starts to the season. It's 15th versus 14th. Wigan just 1 win in their last 5 matches, but Plymouth have recently picked up form. It's 3 wins in their last 4 for them, but they've conceded the joint most amount of goals in the entire division with 18 so far this campaign. Only Leyton and Orient have conceded a similar amount, but they're at home. Wigan haven't been great on the road so far this campaign. They have been quite inconsistent, and I do think the home side, they've got that Laurent Talai factor. I know Wigan have got a decent striker in Christian Sadie, but Talai can always back in for a goal normally, so I'm going to back the Pilgrims, I want to say, for a 2-1 home win. Port Vale versus Northampton Town is up next. Then both of these sides have had relatively decent runs recently. Obviously, Port Vale, 3 straight league wins on the bounce. For Northampton, it's 4 wins from their last 5 matches as well. There's never normally many goals in the Northampton games, and to be fair, there's not really many in the Port Vale matches either. I do think both of these sides will get something out of it. Neither of these sides have drawn for quite a while. Northampton only 1 draw all campaign, and that was obviously at home to Bradford City, but I'm going to back a 1-1 draw in that one. The penultimate game for us to go through and preview is Reading FC versus Mansfield Town. Quite a hard game for us to go through and predict, because Reading have been very inconsistent so far this season. It's 2 wins, 3 draws and 4 defeats from their opening 9, but those 2 draws, they've only lost 1 in their last 5 is what I'm trying to say. Recently, they have slowly started to pick things up. In terms of Mansfield, they had just been on a very bad run, but managed to get past Rotherham late on in their most recent clash. I see there have been goals in this game. There's been 28 goals in the Mansfield game so far. There's been 24 goals in the Reading games as well, and obviously Reading do have a game in hand on a lot of teams in this division, so I'm going to back a high scoring Desmond. I'm going to go 2-2 in that one. And the final game for us to go through and predict then is Stevenage FC versus Luton Town. Obviously Stevenage have had an exceptional start to the League One campaign. It's 7 wins from their opening at 9 matches. If they win their game in hand, they do go top of the table. They have had a brilliant start to the season. Obviously, I watched Luton's game last night away at Blackpool, and I thought they were quite poor in all honesty. There was a little bit of luck about the first goal, which takes a big deflection, and the second one, I know that there's been some debate about it, but I do certainly think that that is a penalty. But I don't necessarily think that all the players are buying in to what Matt Bloomfield is trying to build at Luton. And Stevenage, they're going to be good at home. They're very solid defensively. I think they've conceded one of the lowest, I think it's the joint second lowest amount in the entire division. Cardiff have conceded 6, but then Stevenage have conceded 8, the same as Northampton actually, which might be a bit of a surprise. But I see them keeping a clean sheet in this one. I'm going to back Alex Ravel's side for a 1-0 home win. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Can we try and hit 140 likes on today's video? That'd be massively appreciated, and don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. How do you think your team will get on over this weekend? Let me know all that sort of stuff down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll probably see you all on Sunday for the Game Week 11 League One review.